its brokers charge 75 kwacha for each transaction in short-term securities. Short-term securities, one perfect example is treasury bills. Okay, if the government wants to raise short-term money, it will sell treasury bills. So you as a company, you can buy those treasury bills because they mature within a year. Okay, so you buy them, then you'll be paid back your money with some interest. Okay. The managing director has stated that the minimum cash balance that is acceptable is 2,000 kwacha, and the variance of cash flows on a daily basis is 16,000 kwacha. Calculate the maximum level of cash that KSY Limited should hold and the target cash balance that the company should aim to achieve. Okay. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is we need to calculate the spread. Okay, this is just the difference between the maximum level and the minimum level of cash. Okay, so this is the formula for the spread. 3 multiplied by 3 over 4 multiplied by transaction cost. Okay, when you're selling securities like shares, treasury bills and other securities, there are brokers involved and there are some charges that you incur when you're selling these securities. Multiplied by the cash flow variance divided by the daily interest rate to the power 1 over 3. Basically, you're getting the cube root of all of this. This power 1 over 3 is just saying you're getting the cube root of this tabulation which is within the brackets. Okay? Yes. So, our transaction costs.
Sorry, sir. I know it's the formula, but I was just wondering, any reason they chose 3? What does it signify, the cube? Maybe not at the end, but this 3 times. What?
I don't know, madam. I'm not sure.
Okay. I'm just wondering why it was 3. Okay, thank you.
Then when I saw this formula, I was wondering, okay, why are they using a 3 and everything? But
Okay, thank you.
yes. But someone can research, okay? This is where research comes in.
It's not necessary.
You'll be a financial manager, so yes. So transaction cost 75 kwacha, cash flow variance 16,000, the daily interest rate 0.5%, which is just 0.005. Just divided this by 100. Okay. So when you multiply 75 times 16,000, you get 1.2 million. 1.2 million divided by 0.005, you get 240 million. When you multiply 240 million by 3 quarters, you get 180 million. I hope we have our calculator so that we are seeing this. Okay, just don't follow along. Get your calculator, see if these are the actual figures. Okay. So the cube root, okay, the cube root of 180 million is 564.6. Those with calculators, just make sure these tabulations are okay. Just get your calculators. Alright. So that in the exam, once you meet this question, at least you know how to do this and everything. So just 30 seconds for people to just tabulate and see if the figures are accurate.
So where is this 0.005? The daily interest rate, which is
0.5%.
And then you said you multiplied.
I divided it by 100.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So 30 seconds to just make sure the tabulations are correct. We are getting 564.6 when we do this tabulation here. You get the cube root. We're all getting 564.6. In your calculator, you can put cube root. If you don't know what cube root is, then just do to the power 1 divided by 3. Are we all getting 564.6?
Come again on how to find the cube root.
Do it to the power 1 over 3. The power 1 divided by 3. So you put it like this in your calculator.
Which one is the symbol for cube?
The thing is, I just don't know which calculator you're using. But just do it like this. The Ziska icon, and put in brackets 1 divided by 3.
Did you say 60,000, sir?
As a final answer?
No. No, just here in the brackets, without the 3 outside the brackets.
You're supposed to get 564.6 once you've done this whole tabulation here.
Okay, I just ended here. Let me continue.
Can someone confirm? I want to make sure everyone knows how to put this, because if you don't know how to put that, you'll get the question wrong, and this question carries 15 marks part D. So you don't want to lose 15 marks. So are we all getting 564.6? You see raise of hands. Who's getting 5? Okay, one person there. Who else? Mr. Kasono, Mr. Nchimunya, Mr. Foster, Madame Lavette, Mr. Boneface. Okay. Let me continue. Then we'll just continue. Then we'll get back to that. Okay. For those who are still having problems there. Yeah. So you multiply this by 3 times 564.6, which gives you 1,693.8. Okay, which is the spread. Okay. Think of the spread as the distance between the minimum level and the maximum level. Any questions before I go further? Okay, now we need to calculate the return point. Okay, this is basically the balance we want to be maintaining. Okay, this is the return point, the balance you want to maintain. Alright, so the return point is the lower limit plus 1/3 of the spread. Okay, lower limit 2000 given in the question. 1/3 times 1693.8, you get 564.6. 2000 plus 564.6, you get 2564.6. So this is the balance basically we want to maintain. Okay, 2000, 564.6. Okay. If the money that we have is above this amount, that extra money needs to be invested. Okay, colleagues? If the money in the bank is greater than this amount, that extra money needs to be invested. Okay? You buy the marketable securities. If the money is below this amount, it means now you need to sell those marketable securities so that you come back to this amount. I repeat, if the money in the account is greater than this amount, which is the return point, okay, that extra money needs to be invested. Because remember, with cash management, you don't want idle money sitting. You want money that is also making you more money. Okay? So, if your balance is above this return point amount, the extra money you invest, you buy treasury bills, or you can buy shares. Okay? And if your balance is below this amount, those treasury bills and shares that you bought, you need to sell them so that you come back to this amount. Okay?
Sir,
Uh-huh.
what if the money is below that and then you don't have any treasury bills? It means that you have to look for the money now.
It's like a yes, if you don't have any marketable securities, you have to look for the money elsewhere. Okay. But in this example, this theoretical example, we're assuming that you've bought treasury bills, you've got shares in another company. So when the money goes below, you can easily sell them back so that you return back to this balance here. So think of the return point as the amount you want to have. Okay. Then next we get our upper limit, okay, which is just the lower limit plus the spread. Okay. So 2000 plus 1693.6, we get 3693.6. Okay. So now let me illustrate this diagram which I've shown here. Okay. So if your money reaches like here to this amount, 3693.6, I said the extra amount you have to invest, you have to buy marketable securities. So let's subtract this amount by this amount. So if you say 3693.6 693.6 minus 2,564.6. What do we get when we subtract these two amounts?
$1,129.
1,129. So basically what we're saying here is that
0.6.
1,129.6, yes. So this is the amount of money that you must invest in the short-term marketable securities. Okay, if your money reaches this 3,693.6, right, you need to invest 1,129.6 quarter in short-term securities so that you return back to 2,564.6. Any questions on that? So this is the amount you need to invest in. So let me put here invest. This has to be invested. Okay, then here let's do 2,564.6 minus 2,000. 2,564.6 minus 2,000. What do we get?
564.6.
564.6. Okay. So if your money reaches here at 2,000 here, okay, then you're going to need to recoup this. You are going to need to recoup this 564.6 by selling those marketable securities, so that you return back to this amount here. Okay, if your money reaches 2,000, those marketable securities that you had, sell them so that you can raise a 564.6, so that you return back to this amount, 2,564.6. Okay, and if you add these to 1,129.6 plus 564.6, you should get this spread here. Or a number similar to that. Yes. Any questions?